All right, everybody. Happy Thursday. We're changing things up a little bit here on the channel just for today in this video. Never came up with an actual official video for this coming up week here. But we're going to talk about wrestling, WWE, AEW, that type of wrestling. I had just watched on the WWE YouTube channel NXT match with Indy Hartwell and Tiffany Stratton. Really good match, a lot of fun stuff in there. And of course, Tiffany Stratton did win the match. She pulled a knee injury faker and on Indy Hartwell and beat her with her diving moonsault or somersault off the top turnbuckle and the top rope. That was that. I used to watch a lot of wrestling. When I was a kid, I grew up on it. My dad was a big wrestling fan, and my two little brothers were. Especially when you get to the especially when it was the Federation years and you get to the Attitude Era and it was beyond that, it started falling apart. But now these days, I'll the internet, YouTube, I'll just go ahead and watch my favorite wrestlers matches, and that's it. I don't watch the full show, so I do watch like AEW, and I'll flip through the matches. And I'm more into the women wrestling. I mean, I've seen enough of the guys, but I just think the women, it's they're their time to shine. I know some people don't like it. I know my one half brother doesn't look like women wrestling. They shouldn't be in the ring, whatnot. But everybody's got their own opinions. But I think it's really cool. But yeah, I'm not as die hard of a wrestling fan like I was years ago. Um, a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Uh, Steroid use way back when Chris Benoit murdered his wife and his youngest son, and then took his own life. I quit watching it for the longest time because of that. It's uh, a lot of these guys do take steroids, drug enhancers and stuff like that, to get them big and stuff like that, which I do not support at all. I think it's dead wrong. So if you're going to go and wrestle the natural way, about that stuff. Go to the gym, get yourself built up. You don't need to get yourself all jacked up with steroids and performance enhancing drugs and whatnot. But I don't watch the guys wrestle as much as I used to. For some reason, I think the women are a lot more. I'm really more interested in. I love women. That's 100% true. I mean, but some of these women can wrestle just as good as the men. You've seen it. You've seen it in like. I'll name a couple wrestlers. I'll name one particularly. I think she's overrated because her father is a 16-time world champion. We're talking about Charlotte Flair here. She's a 14-time women's champion. They got her so hyped up because they said they're gonna, their whole idea. It's like, hey, we got, Ric Flair was the 16-time champion. His daughter's in the business now. Let's go ahead and capitalize on that. Let's go ahead and make her win the most women championships. And she's done it 14 times. Even though the stuff is rigged, it's not. It's not real. It's rigged, but still. I do like the matches with Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. Those were really good. I've seen a couple of those at the pay-per-view events on pay-per-view, and it's Charlotte Flair at her best. Ronda Rousey really brought that out in Charlotte, which is really, really amazing. Yeah, another woman wrestler I do really like the most is she's over in AEW. It's Hiroko Shida. She is definitely one of my favorites. And the reason why, not just because she's Japanese, but because she's around my age, which is really cool. I was born in the early 80s. And a lot of these younger females that are wrestling were born in the 1990s, 2000s, whatnot. But I still like a lot of the ones that are around in that age group. I like Sky Blue, who's from Chicago. I think she's great. She's the one that wrestles with the Converse sneakers, which I thought was pretty cool. But definitely, I loved her theme music, and she does that thing with her tongue when she comes out, and just very, very. kind of cute in a way, the way she does it. I mean, you don't think that, hey, someone that looks that cute can really get in the ring and just do all this stuff. I mean, some guys think, oh, women shouldn't be in the ring. It's like that's a man's world. Well, technically, it's not a man's world at all. I mean, you had pioneers like Mae Young, Fabulous Moolah, Sherry Martel. You had Audra Blaze, Electra Blaze. What do you want to call them? Whatever you want to call her. Trish Stratus, who was basically a fitness model. Lita, all those great ones. But then you get like characters like Jade Cargill. You have, I would love to see a dream match. Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair. That would be epic. That would be very epic to see that. See that match. Just recently, I didn't know this. Jay Briscoe passed away in a car accident. Him and his wife got killed. Both their daughters survived it. They were, harnessed in their car seats the right way. But, just seeing it on AEW, you have the year he was born and the year he died. Jay Briscoe is my age. I was born in 1984, And, I was looking up some, video interviews of him and his brother. His brother, I think his name is Mark Briscoe. They are kind of, I don't want to say the term, they sound like they're redneck or from the South or whatever we want to call it. Like, I want to say hillbilly or something, I don't want to really say that, but I know I've never heard of him until this point. I mean, that's how much I don't really keep up with wrestling, but I thought that was a very sad thing. I kept thinking, I wonder how he died. Found out it was a car accident. Just very sad thing. His wife was 27. He was 30. Like I said, he was 38. I'm 38. So it's just very unfortunate. It's very sad for both of their daughters. I mean, both of his daughters ended up surviving. It's like, now they're going to be growing up about a mother and a father, which is sad. So, yeah, I mean, with wrestling, I do not watch it like I used to. I don't like watching the full-length show. If I have some of my favorite wrestlers, I'll sit there and I'll watch some of their matches. Type their name in on YouTube, get the matches like Hikaru Kushida versus, and then this pops up a whole bunch of matches that she's had against this one, that one, and I'll watch it like that. I don't watch the full show. I have no intent, no interest in watching the full shows at all. The storylines, I never could quite understand why you'd have storylines in wrestling. I believe in Japan they don't have storylines when they wrestle. I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem like it, especially like in Stardom. They don't. I don't really. I think the reason why the United States has the storylines is because they want to keep it, where to keep the fans interested. Hey, you don't want to have this one taking on this one and not having any type of dialect or any type of storyline going on. But I just, some of the storylines, like when you have like the whole Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville thing, they come out, Sonya Deville would come out, and then Adam Pearce came out, and then sort of Sonya Deville basically sidelined Charlotte Flair by, I think it was a punch with the forearm or the fist, and I thought that was embarrassing. Or like when Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss had their moment. It was on Raw, I believe, and they ended up going in the crowd, and the way Bianca Belair was just pounding on Alexa Bliss's back, it was almost like it was like a real fight. It was like whoa, man! And they talk about this stuff being PG, but now it's called Raw is XXX. And you know what those XXX means? It's usually, for like X-rated or adult films, but it's just it's really, I looked at it and I see like these wrestlers do these conventions like Alexa Bliss has done. I says, I mean, how you have thousands of fans watching around the world on this, and here you're having a brawl with this person. out in the crowd and you're getting the crap beat out of you. I mean, you got to. I mean, it's got to be embarrassing, right? But it is what it is. But if you had asked me what would be my preferable wrestling company to watch, it would be AEW. I heard that they brought back Vince McMahon. Stephanie McMahon resigned. I don't like Vince McMahon. Never have, never will. I have zero respect for that punk whatsoever. Um, I mean, I really loved it back in the day when it was Stone Cold and McMahon having the feud. And I always loved every minute seeing Stone Cold just humiliate and just make Vince McMahon like a fool out of himself on national television. But other than that, for overall, I really like the women wrestling. I think it's really, really fun to watch the ladies just wrestle. I mean, they've come a long way since the pioneer days of it. So other than that, guys, this is just a fun video, something non-movie, but hope you guys enjoyed it. You tell me, what do you guys think of wrestling? What do you guys think of, I had kind of mixed feelings. I don't think, I don't think I'd. Another thing is too is I don't really see wrestling shirts like from the town, the county where I'm from. You don't see anybody wearing too many wrestling shirts. I haven't seen anybody in a couple of years wear them. I remember back in the day when I was going to high school, because that's when the Attitude Era was around. People wearing, Stone Cold Steve Austin shirts and stuff like that, and they had to go ahead and make a crackdown on that school because you can't have the Austin 316 T-shirt because it says Austin 316 says I just whooped your ass. I mean, there was a lot of different restrictions on that back in the day when I was going. Of course, that was the good. I mean the good stuff, the fun stuff. But I guess they're heading back into that because they're calling it Raw X is XXX. But preferably, I really enjoy AEW and women's wrestling. I think it's really involved. I really like it. That's most of my favorite wrestlers are the women. No offense, but I mean it's true. But other than that, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. You tell me, what do you guys prefer? AEW or WWE? Other than that, that is it. Take care.